Jose?
This is on. Okay. Good morning, TriMet board members. For the record, my name is Jose Mikolaskis. When I was a small child, I remember walking countless hours with my mom to our day-to-day destinations. It didn't matter if it rained or if it was cold, and or when the sun would beat down on us senseless from one bus stop to the next and on to the next. As a single mother, it was too much to own a car, and with my mom's status at the time, it was too risky. That did not stop my mom from wanting to treat us to a festival. When we would take the bus to get there, but when it came time to leave, the bus never came. That night we walked home for hours over the span of miles. Young me started complaining about the blisters developing on my feet a few miles in our walk. Improved service such as extended hours could have helped prevent us from being in this situation. I'm a bus rider, I'm low income, I'm Latinx, I'm a member of Bus Riders Unite, I'm a bus organizer with Open Environmental Justice Oregon, carrying the weight of hundreds of disgruntled bus riders with equally unique identities and backgrounds. If you talk to people on the buses, you will hear people tell you their own stories of when they were left stranded because they missed the last bus. Drastic improvements to transit service is an urgent and consistently ignored issue which disproportionately affect our disadvantaged communities. We need service that is 24 hours, has increased the frequency of service, and establishes dedicated bus lanes to ensure the system is reliable, and expanding service where there are current service gaps. This is the change we need and demand today. Saying that improving service is not a priority is blatantly ignoring the needs of our community and shows that TriMet does not care about transit-dependent people dependent on your service. Improving bus service is one of the best ways that we can address equity because it is a lifeline to our communities. It allows us to access resources and opportunities that we need to improve our lives. But this is not just about increasing the level of equity that desperately needs to be addressed. It's also supporting and lifting our people who are solely motivated by providing for their loved ones and making sure they live a decent existence. Remember the faces of those that are. If you don't know one, just look at mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it. Douglas?
Chair Warner and directors, my name is Doug Allen, and I'm a member of Bus Riders Unite and also a retired TriMet employee. I support Bus Riders Unite's request to Metro's T2020 funding task force for additional bus service hours to be included in the programs supported by the funding measure. I joined countless bus riders in expressing my dismay over the memo that TriMet sent to the task force last month. Improved transit service is necessary for meeting the mobility needs of our population, and it is especially necessary from an equity standpoint. Better transit service is also necessary for reducing greenhouse gas emissions from the transportation sector, which in Oregon contributes around 40% of all greenhouse gases. TriMet's memo to the task force outlines current plans to grow service by 2% per year for the next 5 years, which is shockingly inadequate. The memo goes on to say that additional operating money is not a priority. This approach will not reverse declining ridership nor meet our communities and our planet's needs. I have attended most of the task force meetings and know that our community has been asking repeatedly for improved transit service. What the public has heard back so far is simply not good enough. TriMet has failed to provide leadership, and the task force is floundering. Certainly the Better Bus or Enhanced Transit Corridors concepts can be applied in numerous locations, helping to reverse some of the decline in transit speeds that comes with increasing auto congestion. But significant improvements in transit service are needed in order to increase ridership and must include greater frequency, coverage, connectivity, and span of service. The T2020 process is an opportunity for Metro to model the potential ridership benefits of programs such as Better Bus, compared with or in combination with significantly improved service levels and expanded low-income and youth fares. However, this will only happen with TriMet's support, not TriMet's opposition. Unless the public sees a significant boost in transit ridership coming from a 2020 funding measure, I can't see them voting for it. Need I point out that Metro's modeling shows an increase of 17,100 daily system riders coming from operation of the Southwest Corridor, a 3% boost over the no-build case. That doesn't begin to move the needle on equity or climate change. We should be looking at what it takes to double or triple ridership in the most cost-effective way possible in the shortest amount of time. More of the same will not do it. Bold action is required, and the time is now. Please let Metro and the task force know that if they can come up with proposals that significantly increase transit ridership, TriMet welcomes their help, not spurns it. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.